Hello everyone. Have a look at these verbs all around me. Do you see them all? They're called modal verbs. We use them when we want to refer to certain contexts such as ability, necessity, permission, and the possibility. So these verbs might have more than one usage, and so they can seem quite complicated. Today I'm going to break it down a little bit, and I'm going to talk about our can, could, and be able to in the context of ability. So in the context of ability, we will use can when we want to talk about something that we are able to do, something that we can do. So an example could be someone who is a very good swimmer. You might say, well, Thomas can swim because he knows how to swim. Whereas his sister, Simone, well, she doesn't swim. She's scared of water, she doesn't swim. So then we would have to say, Simone cannot swim. Or Simone can't swim. Because here we are using the contraction. Before I move on, let me just talk very quickly about how we actually conjugate these verbs. It's quite simple, really. For most of them, you take the modal verb, for example, can, and you add the main verb like swim. But what you're using for the main verb is quite simply the base form of the verb. What's the base form of the verb? It's basically the infinitive form without the to. So if the infinitive form is to swim, what's the base form? Swim. And it never has to change. It's always in that form. So it's easy in that way. Luckily, we have that. So, coming back to ability with can. And you can see the difference between the positive or affirmative sentence, can swim, and the sentence at the negative form, cannot or can't swim. The negative form takes a not. Now with cannot, it's one word, cannot or can't. But most other modals have two words. For example, let's look at could. So could, again in the sense of the ability to do something, is something that a person had the ability to do in the past. So could is basically can in the past. For example, when I was much younger, I could write in cursive script. But when Jane was younger, she could not write in cursive script. She only knew how to print her letters. She could not. And here you can see, as is more typical, you've got two words, could not. You can also make it a contraction, couldn't. She couldn't write in cursive script. Now we have another modal that we use, and it's called to be able to. Now, I'm giving you a little bit of an exception to the rule here, because to be able to does not follow the main rule. So for example, I can say, I am able to climb that mountain. I was able to drive fast cars when I was much younger. Do you see the pattern here with be able to? How do we conjugate it? I am able to ride a motorbike. I was able to drive very fast when I was younger. I will be able to speak Italian next year. Can you see the pattern? You conjugate it by looking at the verb to be in be able to and conjugating the verb to be. So you have be conjugated, able to never changes, to is followed by the base verb. So you see how it's the verb to be here that is conjugated. And when you make it negative, again, you're taking the verb to be and making that particular verb in the structure negative. So, when I was young, I wasn't able to play tennis. We also have the interrogative form. So here, what happens is the modal verb will go in front of this sentence. So for example, if I would like to know if Joanne can lift the box, I'll say, can Joanne lift the box? So another question could be, when you were young, could you climb trees? So there you have it for ability. Thanks for listening to this video. I hope you found it useful. If you would like more content similar to this one, please subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you're notified when new content comes up. Now, if you're a Francophone and you think you might find it beneficial to listen to explanations of the English language in French, check out my second channel to this one. Click on the link below and you'll see a couple of videos that are already up there giving explanations in French. In the meantime, wishing you a nice day or a nice evening. Hope to see you next time. Bye everyone.